A very good afternoon to all, and thank you for joining us for today's e-professional lecture series on taking advantage of the coronavirus disruption to rethink and possibly reinvent your career. I, Dr. Ashneet Kaur, take this opportunity to welcome you all on behalf of Geeta Ratan International Business School on this virtual platform for interaction with Dr. Felton. Geeta Ratan International Business School was established in the year 2004. It is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD, Government of India for Technical Courses, and Bar Council of India for the law courses. The institute conducts various courses, namely MBA, MBA International Business, MCA, BBA, BBA LLB, and BA LLB. The institute is accredited as Category A by National Assessment Accreditation Council and assessed as Category A plus by State Fee Regulatory Committee and rated highest grading A by Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GGSIP University. The institute has been rated grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GGSIP University consecutively for past 7 years. GIBS has also been rated number 2 twice consecutively by Times B School Survey 2019 and 2020. An external shock like the current pandemic can be a great opportunity to rethink and perhaps take step forward reinventing our careers. Anything that disrupts our daily routine brings an opportunity to reflect on our past, our present, and what possibilities we envision for the future. But reflection rarely leads to change without the action steps that teach us what is actually feasible and desirable. The objective of this workshop is to make the students identify and accept the new age challenges ahead of the pandemic times, and to make them learn the strategies and to prepare them for unexpected future conditions. In its perpetual pursuit to deliver existential learning and offer global exposure, GIBS is very delighted to organize this professional lecture series on taking advantage of coronavirus disruption to rethink and possibly reinvent your career, and to discuss the topic we have with us Dr. Felton. Dr. Felton is currently a lead trainer in soft skills, behavioral areas, and organizational consultant. He is an agriculture graduate with MBA degree in human resources and marketing, MS in psychology, and PhD in human resource management and psychology. He has published his PhD major thesis in soft skill training. He is also certified practitioner and trainer for neuro-linguistic programming. Dr. Lean specializes in using contemporary training methods to suit modern needs with over 15 years experience in training and empowerment. He is a visiting lecturer across many management schools for the respective MBA programs and also conduct soft skill training modules specially designed for management and engineering students. He is also consultant advisor to many startup companies in India and abroad. He is also business coach, counselor, and soft skill trainer. Now, I would request Sir to take the session forward and illuminate us with his expertise. Please, Sir.
Yeah, thank you, Madam. To the Director, Dr. Hoti, Dr. Ashneet Kaur, members of the faculty, and dear students. So, I can't see many of you, or I can't see any of you, but all that I can is I'm speaking virtually to you. I'm sure many of you are sitting in the confines of your home and just treating this as something which is very comfortable for you. For me too, I've logged in from the confines of my home, and I would like to take you through this beautiful topic that was announced for your PLS, which is how could we take advantage of the coronavirus disruption to rethink and possibly reinvent our careers. Now, for the young BBA students who are just in your second year, being the positive person that I am, I just want to tell you, nothing is lost for you. Be happy that you have still some time to go before you graduate. But I believe that it's always good that we take care of eventualities or probably disruptions that could happen and that have happened. As a young management graduate, I was always looking forward to, because when I joined in for my MBA program after having completed my agriculture degree, I believe that I was curious to learn a lot of things, especially case studies and interacting with a lot of people at different points of time. I got stuck in selecting my specialization, and I went in for expert opinion, and I was asking people as to what could I do to really make myself a better professional. The advice that one of my teachers gave me is that don't go by what the market requires. Go by what you have with you. Your skill matters, because if you don't have skill and if you're jumping into something, then you might be a misfit later. Well, this coronavirus has pushed us all indoors. It's unprecedented. It's been a shock in which all of us were indoors, locked down. The reason for that is the spread of the virus could only be stopped if we stopped interacting, moving out. But that's how the virus spreads. For you and me, had to be within our homes just because we feared a virus, and rightly so. Because that was a dangerous virus, and that is a dangerous virus. So all of us were confined to our homes. For the first time in my life, I started working from home. Working at home was not something different, but working from home definitely was something new. All fields of activities, airports became redundant, nothing happened, flights never took off or landed for some time, trains hardly ran, cars and buses were in the depots or the garages, markets did not open, schools and colleges closed. The clutter that we could hear on the streets were missing. And so this pandemic was just not something where people went indoors for some time, but for a lengthy period. The academic world too, which all of you are part of, had the same situation. Poor children missed their classrooms, missed their friends, missed their teachers. And then there was something different that had to happen, and that was your online classes. Every year, I used to come to Geeta Rathan or GIPS. This time I sneaked in February. If I'm not wrong, on February 19th, I was there physically present in GIPS. And now, after that, I've done probably 2 programs, and I had to go the e-way. Well, that's the new normal. That's the new normal. For an older person like me, comparing to what young people like you are, it was a new normal, and we needed to adapt and cope up with this. Now, when your teachers had your online classes, it's always better that you have a physical presence, because when you have a physical presence, that's where you can have a control. But thanks to the online classes, you could take control because you could decide what you were to do, except that there was a lot of creativity and innovation and the challenges that both the students as well as the teachers faced in coping with this situation. Now, while I was preparing for this topic, I was just wondering, what do I need to talk to these young people? What do I need to talk about to these young men and women. I know that the pandemic was difficult for us. There's so many brave stories. There's so many sad stories that have come out of this pandemic. I'm sure each one of you who are in this program, whether you be a teacher or a student, have gone through the trauma of this pandemic. You must have heard of stories of people losing their jobs. You must have heard of people uh, having losses in business because it had to be closed down for a long time. People struggling with this pandemic, those who were affected by the COVID. If you had your near and dear one who was working in the healthcare industry, and you would have known the difficulties that they have gone through. Might be friends, relatives, and close family members could have been affected. You and me could have lost a near and dear one to this pandemic. But this life still goes on. This life still goes on. Today, if you look at it, things are much better than what we used to have in the early days in April 2020. Life has come back to normal. Shops have opened, weekly markets have opened. We have the metros and the planes and so many things. It's back almost to normal. But things are not normal as what normal had to be. Many of you are worried. Probably you are only in your second year, still one more year to go, or probably this full year plus one more year to come. There's so many people who are graduating right now, who must have already graduated, who had offers in hand, happy that they could join. But many companies have put them on hold. Sad to know of that. And that's how things are, but we need to cope up with that. But as I told at the start of the program, be positive, because nothing is lost. There is still, be ready for the challenge. Catch the bull by the horns. You will not lose anything if you are up to the challenge. Humanity has faced civilization, invasion, war, plagues, destruction, natural calamities. Look at Hiroshima. The whole world looked up to Japan to see the way that how they came out of this trauma or this catastrophe. If Japan could do that, I'm sure the whole world could take a lesson from this, and you and me can also learn from this lesson. Deciding and telling ourselves, empowering ourselves, telling that all is not lost. We can still rethink and reinvent whatever we have lost. We have a very beautiful example or a case study of how we have moved, from March till now in September. I remember when I got back to office in January 2020, there were murmurs here and there telling that there is some virus in Wuhan and this is happening, and we thought, well, this is something which is far away from us. Today, and after some time, we started hearing that it had slowly come even to India. The first case in India was in Kerala. If I'm not wrong, it was in Kerala. We all faced it. On one of those days in March, if I'm not mistaken, it must have been 18th of March, when I got a mail telling that we are going to work from home. I was not prepared for that. Okay, I regrouped and started working from home. That was a new normal. I thought it might be for a week, a month, but then it continued on and on and on, and even today. We found possibilities, we found arenas, we found possibilities, we found ways, we found so many things in which we never felt the need to be physically present in office. my organization has done better this year from March till September. I think that is something positive which people like you should look forward to. All is not lost. There's a lot still to grab. Opportunities are there. In my company, which is a software company, we have still recruited people across functions. We recruited the technical people, the software people. We recruited people for all functions, including sales, marketing, digital marketing, and so on. We had appraisals which weren't that bad concerning that we had this pandemic. So all is not lost, my dear little children, because if you look at the world, things might not have been rosy or is not as rosy as what it was earlier, but definitely there is always a hope. There is always a hope. Look at yourself, because I have prepared for you a very small document. Probably you can go through it. Probably you can listen very carefully to what I'm going to discuss. And this could help you in regrouping, rethinking, reinventing, or probably making a little bit broader spectrum for your career. COVID-19 is definitely changing the working landscape drastically. As I told you, work from home, meetings going virtual, people aren't traveling because we are having everything virtual. It might have been a challenge. Physically, we don't meet people, but of course, we are using this virtual space. And that is a clue for you. As young business management students, business administration students, keep your eyes and ears open. There is an opportunity everywhere. There is an opportunity everywhere. Keep yourself open. Be flexible and dynamic. The scenario might seem grim, but not bad. There's an economic lull, but it's picking up. I deliberately went through these weekly markets which we have in our neighborhoods, and Delhi is famous for it. First week when the market was open, the activity was just because people were very apprehensive what they should. Even the traders were apprehensive. They did not have the full line of products. They brought only a minimal product. But last week, things were different. There were more customers. There were more products. And that's a positive sign that we should take. People were venturing outside, of course, with a mask and things that they had to take care of themselves so that they did not have a problem. Somebody says the virus is there to stay. Like the rainy season and all the seasons, this is a virus season. It is there to stay. Don't worry about that. All viruses are not going to come to us. Be careful, and if you are really cautious and you know how to manage, you can always stay a winner. Now, this crisis has brought out a lot of emerging areas of opportunity, not just in management areas, but in technology as well. So there are a lot of areas which have opened up in the field of management and technology. We all ordered online, food came online, everything came online. There were people who did not even think that they would use it. They started ordering things online. The new norm, young and old. Earlier, the young loved to do that. Today, all are alike. Whether you are young or old, we have learned the intricacies and the ease in which we could do trade, or we could get things that we required sitting at home. You need not find a parking space. You need not go around the place. All that you need, you have an option. You choose it and you get it. Again, as business management students, this is an opportunity for you. Probably, if you're not able to get jobs, create them. That's what you're being trained for. To create, to be an entrepreneur. Why do you want to work for someone? Why can't you make people work for you if you have the skill? For that, you need to be prepared. You need to be flexible and dynamic. Now, education has had a great transformation. Over a period of time, education has drastically transformed. But in the last few months, it is phenomenally transformed. With everyone having homeschooling or people who are learning from home because all your classes are online. If you look at it, you will see a lot of online programs, people selling online programs. A good market for that. I'm not bringing out brands because I can tell you if you require, like the White Hat Junior, or probably if you look at Byju's, there's so many people who are selling online training. That's an extra boost for the students. And they are doing very well. They're doing very well. As a business management student, look at these as scenarios in which you could replicate. These could be a small funnel or a window towards the future. We have to look futuristic. You must think about the future and start moving towards it. The past is past. It has given us a good lesson. The present is where you are. And I'm sure you would like to transport yourself to the future smartly. You, as young students, need to be future-proofed. And you must be the change makers of tomorrow. You have lived the strong pandemic time. Your youthhood, or the stage in which you have seen it from close quarters. It was not the world war that you had seen. None of us have seen the world wars. But you had seen the pandemic. You had seen the world closed. You had seen business coming to a standstill, travel coming to a standstill, the whole world coming to a standstill. You are the future. You must be future-proofed. You should not be history-proofed. You should be future-proofed. And you must be the change makers of tomorrow. I'm sure you must have utilized this time for Netflix and Amazon Prime. Yeah, they're important. But mind you, there is also something called as a career and your life. Your fascination for Netflix and all these things could vanish when you face the harsh realities of life. Give to God what belongs to God and give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So give time for your career as well as give time for your entertainment. You need entertainment. I'm sure you need it. But you must also be able to give quality time to see that you progress also in your career. Now, in the post-COVID time, companies will require skilled candidates with creative business acumen. If you can do the work smartly, you are needed. Creative business acumen, smart, well-groomed, ready, fit for any situation. Can you be one? Can you take challenges? Because you have learned the way how to cope up with change. Can you be the change maker? As I told you earlier, can you be the change maker? Are you future-proofed? Do you possess the job-ready and industry-relevant skills? I gave you some of the clues telling that e-commerce is there to stay. If you look at it, Apple is going to have its online stores in India. And very, very soon, they're going to have the physical stores in India. Why? Because you have a great market. The shift is from China to India. And that's going to be something which is going to happen very soon. It is not the dream that we dreamt of. This is the reality that you're going to face in future. And that's why I said you must be future-proofed and you should be able to challenge yourself. You must take that into consideration. Then, the employability quotient of the students is very important. It is not that you are just a management graduate or an MBA graduate or a BBA graduate. No. The employability quotient of the student should be enhanced. Sitting in many of the interviews, I've sometimes felt that the students were trying to promote their institution, telling that I come from this place. Yeah, well, we all happy to have the name of our alma mater being brought out. But beyond that, there's a lot of people who say, I'm an MBA graduate. I've done PhD in management psychology. I feel ashamed sometimes when I know that I am, but how capable, how employable am I? How employable am I? We have to upgrade our skills and we have to be employment ready. As I told you, it's good, Netflix, everything is good. But if you don't upskill yourself, reskill yourself, extra skill yourself, you cannot future-proof yourself. And you cannot be a change maker of the future. Future-proof yourself. Make your employability quotient go up. Ready-made, smart business acumen should be your forte. You can challenge, even though you are a BBA graduate, you're going to be a BBA graduate. You can even challenge people who are masters or even people with experience. There is no replica that can be made for smartness. If you are smart, and so are you. The industry require people like you. Now, during this time of pandemic, I got certified in 8 areas. I got certified in 8 areas. And out of this, 5 were mandatory and 3 were just to upskill myself. Some in management areas and some in the areas of psychology. My son used to keep track of me asking, how many modules did you finish today? It's still stuck. Certain things are still stuck in module 25 or lecture 25. It did not move out from there. But there are so many other areas that I've been able to successfully do it. Why? Because when my organization is going to ask for skills, and when they are trying to search for people from outside, and I'm going to tell them, well, this is what I have. I'm your faithful servant. I've done this. I'm sure there'll be a smile on my boss's face to tell me that, well, why don't we take a known devil rather than search for an unknown angel? So this is what I would like to share with you, telling that be smart enough, future-proof yourself, and be game changers. Be the game changers. Be change makers. Challenge what you can challenge. There's so many challenges that you have. You have so many challenges like the ice bucket challenge, which I can recall, and so many challenges. So just like this, challenge yourself to be future-proofed and a change maker. Now, as young students, I have a good advice for you. You must rethink and reinvent yourself. Not just because of the pandemic. From your lethargy, from your laziness, from your procrastination, you must rethink and reinvent yourself. The industry or the business needs people like you. Those who can challenge themselves, those who can reinvent and rethink by telling that no more procrastination, no more delaying. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm not going to waste my time. I know the importance of time. The past is just a pointer. You need to replan to get ahead of times. You need to replan. That's the second clue. The first one is rethink and reinvent yourself. Shake off all your laziness, lethargy, procrastination, time wasters, and so on. The second one is replan. If whatever you had, replan. Look at what it is per se for the future, because you're going to future proof yourself and you're going to be the change maker. Darwin said survival of the fittest. But I would like to add something. You must be the survival. It is a time for the survival of the fittest of fit. You must go one step ahead. If everyone is this, I must be something different. Let people notice me. The fourth point that I would like to bring, which I've already spoken to you, Netflix, Amazon Prime are good, but not everything for you. Utilize your time in a proper manner. There's a beautiful proverb: all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I do agree. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You need entertainment, but entertainment is not everything. You must utilize your time in a proper manner. Set your personal and professional goals. What you're going to attain as a person and what you're going to attain professionally. And you must put that into action. Just writing down will not suffice. You must put it into action. And you must constantly evaluate how you're moving ahead. I'm sure I'm speaking to tomorrow's professionals, people who are molded to become something great tomorrow. The Steve Jobs and the Tim Cooks and the Bill Gates, I'm sure are part of the session. You must set your personal goals as well as you must set your career goals. Do a good environmental analysis. We are doing it daily. If an old person like me should be doing it, I'm sure youngsters like you must be doing a lot of environmental analysis. My son takes a paper and in the morning he checks how many cases are there. He tells me there's an Apple event coming up. He tells me this is what is there. This is what is happening. This is what is in this particular place. For an 18-year-old to look at this from that perspective, probably, out of curiosity, even I peep in to see that what can I add on to this? So do a good environmental analysis to see the trends. See what's happening. See what's a business. See what is what. Like we have Make in India, and there's so many things that are coming up. Go around, see what's happening. From whatever you have learned from your teachers, ask the support from them. Do a personal SWOT analysis. Now, when I say a SWOT analysis, I'm sure you know it. Do it personally for you. You need to find your own strengths, all your strengths. Write it down on a paper. All your weaknesses, write it down over there. These two are within you. It's innate. Your strengths and weaknesses are within you. Now, that's the SW. The OT stands for those that are outside you. The opportunities and the threats. List them down. Challenge them. See how you can overcome them. How you can grab these opportunities. How you can future-proof yourself. And how you can be the change maker. And you will get a lot of clues. You know, oh, these are my weaknesses. I'm wasting my time. I'm not focused. I'm not confident. Or my strength is that I'm good in languages. My knowledge is my strength. I'm focused. Whatever be your strengths and weaknesses, make a good SWOT analysis. And see if you can find a good mentor or a guide. If you have teachers who can really give you the time, to boost your time and effort and your energy. That will be one more strategy that you can follow. After you do your SWOT analysis, then the next thing that you're going to do is definitely take this ahead. Start small self-help groups with like-minded people. You are the average of 5 people around you. You are the average of 5 people around you. Get people who are like-minded and work along with them. It could be a group that is there to bring out ideas. It could be a group to enhance your language. It could be a group for knowledge development. You can make self-help groups which will definitely help you to be a better person. Then read a lot to update yourself with relevant knowledge. I'm not talking about the junk stuff. Read good books. Read relevant things on how you can do what you are supposed to do. Take the help of teachers, parents, and your mentors or guides if possible. That's definitely going to help you a lot. Do not panic. The one who trusts in his skills will not panic. And do not be part of any negativity. You might hear a lot of people telling that, oh, the jobs will not come, economy will take 10 years. Don't worry. You can be the change. You can be the change. Why do you need to wait for somebody else to bring? You are the change maker because you're future proofed. You need to stay focused and positive. As I told you, no negativity. Don't go with the people who are telling that this does not work. A lot of people tell me that they have lost jobs. So I keep telling them, in my organization, nobody has lost jobs. In fact, many people have got jobs. There were candidates who were asking us, are you just interviewing us or do you really have a job? And when we released the offer letters, people were willing to join immediately because they felt that when there's an opportunity, let us come in. So that's how it is. You need to be positive and focused. And as a business management student, a BBA student, you can explore your entrepreneur qualities, skills. Do small little businesses. Let it fail, let it succeed. Find something where you can. I remember when we were students, we started a canteen in Symbiosis. We already had a canteen, but we came in as part of our business studies. We started a canteen that was for 2 weeks. We learned a lot by organizing this function. It was a challenge because we had exams, we had so many other things, but we were willing to do. We segregated. We learned the art of teamwork. Division of labor was clearly visible, and that's something which even today, after so many years of having passed out of the place, these are something that we still remember. The entrepreneurship skills. If I venture into this field to be an entrepreneur, I will take those inputs that I had learned from my college. If not, try to intern with small businesses. There's so many places that you can go and intern. You can ask them if you could offer their services. Because this is what you will require to enhance your employability quotient. You will see it's working face to face. Beyond your books, your practical is there. Your employability quotient is going to change. Don't sit in the confines of your home. You can still go out and do your job. But with a caution, take care of yourself. It's not that you just can go anywhere, but you have to be cautious as well. You can also get certified in upcoming areas. There's so many courses like Udemy or Coursera, or you can go to LinkedIn Learning. There's so many courses that you can learn for the futuristic areas. I told you there are emerging areas in technology and management. And some of them are an amalgam of technology and management. So try to get certified, because they are structured courses. You can put in your time, you can learn it lesser, but you will always have an idea. Certifications are not just mandatory, but they give you an insight. They make you committed to do a task in addition to what is there academically. It's not that you can leave academics and then, no, you have to take everything together. Because I was talking about enhancing your employability quotient. Never give up, and nothing is impossible. Never give up, and nothing is impossible. You must have the attitude telling that I am a winner, I am a champion. You must have that attitude. Don't give up. If you failed earlier, good. Try again. Nothing is impossible. You keep trying. If you look at it, if you look at the IPL, it's taken from here, it's transported from here to UAE. You look at the backgrounds of people, people who are just from ordinary backgrounds. It's a very rich sport. Same with basketball or football, if you can see that. Nothing is impossible. There's a passion in which they worked in. They had their personal and their career goals, and they've done it. Your own captain, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, they're or Mahendra Singh Dhoni. They all come from humble backgrounds, made it big. They put career in front of them and chased it. And that's what we are looking at them and say, wow. That wow effect should come to you, because you must have the courage to pat yourself and say, I am a winner, I am a champion. Nothing less than this. Never give up. Nothing is impossible. If you are a failure all throughout, don't worry about it. Change your attitude, telling that I'm a winner, I can do that, I will do it. Make your plans and put it into action. If you're failing to plan, you're planning to fail. And you need to execute your plans. You will see a big transformation in yourself when you are doing this. As I told you earlier, there's a huge scope, a big arena of technology and management. Cloud is where things are going to work. Physical play, people are using the cloud computing. There's so many opportunities for cloud architects, cloud IT admins, and so on, and everything around. You can go into the business of it, if not into the technicals of it. There's so many opportunities. Know more about it. See how you can add on to that. Data science is a very big area, because everyone is going by the data. Everyone wants to analyze and be specific, because they don't want to go beat around the bush. They want to be specific. Areas like data science, and so there's a business of it. Sitting at different places, the company I worked for is a Microsoft partner, Dynamics partner. Business has been enhanced just because people needed it right now. Remote location working, and then converting it onto the cloud, and so many things. Data science, artificial intelligence, business analytics, because data sampling techniques, a little bit, you need to move a little bit, because you are computer savvy. You need to push those things into reality by utilizing your skills to transform yourself. Future proofs, as I told you earlier, and game changers. Now, don't tell that some of these things are very technical. They might be for the BTechs and the BEs. No. If there is a will, that's why I said be flexible, be dynamic. E-commerce, the insurance segment, especially the health insurance areas. The people are working in that field are so happy, because everyone knows the importance of healthcare now. The pharma industry is also a booming area that is there. There's still jobs over there. There's still a lot of things that you can add on to. Keep researching, and you must find out the upcoming technology. You could either be a supporter of that, or probably you could be one of them who finds the business side of it. You must reskill and you must upskill. In addition to all these things which I had discussed, digital marketing, there's so much of scope in digital marketing, like an SEO and the SEO and an SMO, and there's so much on to the email marketing and email campaigns that are going on. They need people with precision, people who can really portray themselves and take the challenge and move ahead. If you are a good content writer, because you have so many people, who require for the websites, and you know how to really present it. Content writers, technical writers. You can also enhance your language proficiency, because many of these e-commerce sites are going into vernacular. So if you're good in Hindi or any other languages, or you can learn French or German, these are the people who are required to, as I said, future-proof yourself. Be the game changer. Keep these chinks in your armory. You need to have them in your armory. You can take them and shoot with them. Your employability quotient will go up. There's so many areas, because when we search for jobs, the jobs are still there and people are still getting it. I was interacting with so many people on LinkedIn, and I got to know that jobs are still there. People say that we are losing jobs. Yes, they're losing jobs. But there are also so many people who require people with skills. It's easy to bring in youngsters like you, who are live wire, not so expensive as the experienced one, who are quick learners. You people are quick learners. You come much more economic than taking in a fresher. We can take 3 youngsters. That's the power of being young and fresh. Challenge yourself, as I told you earlier. Challenge yourself. There's a big change. You have the sky is the limit, and the whole world is the arena. The market will open up. Be ready. You can't start searching and telling that, oh, we are left out. No. Armor yourself and gird yourself for the battle. You can't go around to gird yourself for the battle when the battle has started. You must be battle fit. You must be able to give a thumbs up when people are asking you, do they have this? Yes, put your hands up, your thumb up, and say, yes, I have it. Try me, not anyone else. You don't need to look beyond me. That should be attitude. I am the winner. I am the champion. Yes, students, I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask me. This is what I have to offer. This is my experience. This is what I've seen around me. We need you. Be ready for it. Our times are going to change, because people like you are future-proofed and you are change makers. So I believe that if you want to go ahead, be ready. Be future-proofed. Enhance your employability quotient. Take help from your teachers and from your elders, and I'm sure you'll be successful. Panic not. Be strong. Be positive. Sky is the limit, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So our participants have raised many questions. We would request you to acknowledge a few of them.
Yeah. Okay. Can I?
So like Umang has asked, sir, how can we feel always motivated so that we can chase our dreams? I mean, because in this pandemic, I think most of us has become very negative. Right? Yes. So, how can we feel motivated?
See, that is motivation lies with you. You need to talk to yourself and empower yourself. Talking to the world might not change you, but if you can talk to yourself, because your dream, you're like a horse. You need to run your race. You need to be focused on your career goals, your personal and your career goals. When you look at it, you should feel that this is worth chasing. Then you will be motivated. At my age, I'm still motivated to learn. I'm still motivated to learn from youngsters. Stay focused. Have an attitude that you want to be a winner. The world is going to a catastrophe, world, but all is not lost. Umang, don't worry. If you stay focused and if you know your goal, and whenever you feel down, open out and speak. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk to people who can lead you out of that situation. So you're not alone. You can always reach out. As I said, mentors, guides, parents, teachers. Reach out to them. They could be a source of motivation. Trust in yourself and move ahead. That's important. That can keep you motivated. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Yes,
Umang,
rightly said.
I'm sure I've answered your question, but I'm still available for you anytime if you feel that you want to have a little bit more of motivation.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, can you also tell that what does the future of work would look like? I mean, post-pandemic. But what sort of job opportunities would they get
See,
after pandemic?
it is going to be a technology-driven world because, as we know, we depend a lot on remoteness of everything. The products that we have, we go to the e-commerce. People are not going to the malls even after the malls have been opened in so many places. People are not going to that. Might be there is, but this is going to be the new norm in which people could be there. So just don't be going by management. You need to mix it with technology. You need to drive yourself with the requirement of technology and understanding the business of technology. So the job scenario is definitely going to be, there's going to be a lot of requirement for people in digital marketing. There's going to be a lot of people for inside sales, be it the banking products or insurance. There are going to be a lot of people who are required in inside sales. There are going to be a lot of people required as virtual assistants for the whole world. And it is going to be a situation in which territories don't matter. You can work from any place. So that's going to be a big challenge because you can sit in India and you can do a lot of work for people who are sitting the rest of the world. So that's something that we need to equip ourselves because that is where there are jobs and that is where the future is going to be like. But I would put my bet on technology and management, a combination of these to be the requirement of the future. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you, sir. So even Sachi Goyal wants to know how to be strong in difficult times when you lose yourself.
Okay. See, they say that when you lose yourself, you have to reinvent it. Because when you lose yourself, there must be some loose ends, as the word itself says. There must be a lot of loose ends. You need to tighten them. Learn from our shortcomings and our weaknesses. When we are not strong, when we are on our knees, we can lie down there and cry, or with the pain we can get up and even crawl and move ahead. All that you need to do is don't be there. Keep moving, even if it is crawling. You cannot be in the same place because then that becomes a state of inertia. You need to move one step ahead. When people lose jobs, they say, don't be in bed thinking that you lost your jobs. Be as though you are still working. Get up at the same time. Keep going and keep searching because it is somewhere around. So don't get lost somewhere. You need to move ahead. So don't get stuck because that's inertia. You need to keep moving. And that's what I said. You need to be dynamic. You need to be dynamic and you need to be flexible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Even Sir Sunny wants to ask that in crucial time of our career,
Mm-hmm.
this is actually a crucial time of our career. So we are looking forward for internship, but the ground reality is that no good company is offering internship with
Yeah.
incentives.
Okay.
So what is your take on this, sir?
Okay. So that's why I said when you're finding internships around you, See, internships are not for a tag for you. Many companies, especially as he said, many of them are not giving internships. I agree with that. The reason for that is they're not sure about how things are going to be, or they don't want to take a risk of a commitment. So they are managing with resources within themselves. When I say employability quotient, I would like people to find, even if it is an MSME, you find, don't go for the big brand, they might not take you. But at the same time, if you find it, great. Be patient, you can still find it. But if not, get your learning going and get your knowledge base going, especially when you can generate an employability quotient and you can upskill yourself. There's so much of learning because for me, I learn from the weekly markets. That's one of my favorite pastimes in which I learn so much on resource management and how they really do it and the dynamics of business. It might not motivate you, but if you really go into that and you can find something and replicate it while you're talking to the big ones, you still have a chance. Internships, yes, I do agree that they are not easy to come by, but it's still not impossible. Have the right connect, you can still find it. It's a lot on the networking.
Thank you so much, sir. The last question I would like to take is Ishan Sharma wants to know that, sir, if you can please guide me for marketing companies and jobs. Like, can you tell me that during this pandemic, how can he apply for marketing companies and jobs?
Okay. So is this the same Ishan Sharma who's the cricketer? I hope so. I'd be very happy if I could have Ishan Sharma. But Ishan Sharma, you're an icon. Don't worry about that. Okay. I'm looking at Gibbs Ishan Sharma. So Ishan, there's a lot of companies, I'm sure, which would be interested in looking at a marketing intern. One of the easy or the smartest way of doing it is be prowling on LinkedIn. Keep prowling on LinkedIn because that's a very good area in which you can get lots of leads. One of the areas in which you could do is have some of your articles of your reading and your understanding and your knowledge coming there, and you get connected it and ask people to comment on that. A good write-up, a good resume could definitely still get you with a good network, can get you a good internship. Probably if you are interested and if you can get through with your teachers, I would be able to help you out on a one-to-one basis. Vishant, I hope I've satisfied your query.
Yes, definitely, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, on behalf of Geeta Ratan International Business School, I would like to extend my gratitude towards your humble acceptance for joining us and enlightening our students with your words of wisdom. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam, and thank you, students. All the best. So keep in touch because you can get in touch with me through your college or to your coordinators. And I wish you all the best. Stay positive. All is not lost. The world needs you. Stay future-proofed and be the change maker. So all the best and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.